Part 1. The Legacy. How it all began. They're not just car brands, they're identities. BMW and Mercedes-Benz. Two names, one century-long rivalry. But where did it all begin? Let's rewind. Mercedes-Benz is the grandfather of the automobile, literally. Back in 1886, Carl Benz invented what is widely recognized as the first gasoline-powered car, the Benz patent motor wagon. It wasn't fast, it wasn't fancy, but it changed the world. A few years later, Gottlieb Daimler and Wilhelm Maybach joined the race, and eventually their companies merged. In 1926, the Mercedes-Benz brand was officially born, and with it, the three-pointed star, land, sea, and air. Their motto, the best or nothing. Not exactly subtle, and that's the point. Mercedes wasn't here to participate. It was here to dominate, with elegance. BMW, on the other hand, had a different origin story. Born in 1916 as a manufacturer of aircraft engines, Bayerische Motorenwerke didn't start in the car world at all. Its logo, that blue and white circle, it's inspired by a spinning airplane propeller, a nod to its aviation roots, and the flag of Bavaria. BMW didn't enter the automobile scene until the 1920s, and even then, it took time before the brand found its true voice. While Mercedes was perfecting luxury, BMW was figuring out how to make machines fun. By the mid-20th century, BMW had carved its identity. Lightweight, agile, driver-focused. Not a car to be driven in, a car to be driven. Their slogan, Freude am Fahren, the joy of driving. Simple, honest, personal. So, what made this rivalry legendary? It's not just about cars. It's about philosophy. Mercedes sees driving as an experience of comfort, prestige, and effortless grace. It's the automotive equivalent of wearing a tailored suit, sipping espresso in silence. BMW. BMW wants you to feel the road. Every turn, every gear shift, every vibration through the steering wheel. It's precision with passion. One brand built palaces on wheels. The other built playgrounds on asphalt. Over the decades, the two have collided again and again, in design, engineering, motorsport, and culture. Each trying to outclass the other, without losing its soul. In the 1980s, the rivalry exploded. BMW's 3 Series became the definition of the ultimate driving machine, while Mercedes fired back with the 190e Cosworth, a luxury sedan with a racing heart on the streets. On the tracks, in boardrooms and rap lyrics. BMW versus Mercedes became more than just a choice. It became a statement. But in the end, the beauty of this rivalry is not in who wins, but in how different they are. BMW is the spirited rebel. Mercedes is the confident king. Both German, both giants, but forged in very different flames. Part 2. Design, driving, and identity. It's not just about the engine. It's not even just about the badge. When you sit in a BMW or a Mercedes, you're stepping into a philosophy. 2 brands, 2 visions, and 2 very different feelings behind. The wheel. Let's start with design. BMW takes an approach rooted in aggression and athleticism. The iconic kidney grille, the sharp headlights, the forward-leaning stance. It all says one thing. Let's drive. Their cars are sculpted like sprinters on the starting line, tense, ready, coiled with energy. Inside, it's the same story. Driver-centric dashboards, minimalist controls, and everything tilted slightly toward you, the pilot. In a BMW, you're not a passenger. You're the main character. Mercedes, on the other hand, leans into luxury and elegance. From the sweeping lines to the refined curves, a Mercedes feels composed. The famous star on the hood isn't just decoration, it's an attitude. It says, you've arrived. Step inside and you're greeted with ambience. Ambient lighting, premium materials, silky smooth touchscreens. Everything whispers comfort. The interface is elegant. The seats? Like sitting in a 5-star lounge. In a Mercedes, you don't drive, you glide. So what happens when you hit the road? Here's where things get spicy. BMW is obsessed with driving dynamics, rear-wheel drive, near-perfect weight distribution. The steering is tight. The suspension is responsive. Every BMW, even the SUVs, wants to play. It's not about speed, it's about feel. You feel the curve, the resistance, the road texture under your hands. It's immersive, addictive. That's why BMW fans say, once you drive one, you get it. Mercedes, though, they do speed differently. It's smoother, quieter, more refined. You don't feel every bump, and that's intentional. The car isolates you from chaos. It protects you. But don't be fooled. Mercedes can fly. The AMG division has built monsters like the C63 and the GT Black Series. They roar, they drift, they dominate, but still in tailored suits. Controlled power. Unshaken class. Now let's talk identity. BMW has long catered to a younger, sportier crowd. Think driving enthusiasts, engineers, people who love control. There's a reason the 3 Series has been the default driver's car for decades. It's not just fast, it communicates, it challenges you. That's why BMW ads always talk to the individual. The ultimate driving machine. Not the ultimate luxury, the ultimate driving. Mercedes appeals to something else. Presence, prestige, authority. It's not just about driving, it's about being seen. Mercedes owners don't have to prove anything. They've already won. That's why their branding is often grand, cinematic, and confident. The best or nothing. Not subtle, and not meant to be. And yet, the lines have blurred. BMW is adding more luxury. Mercedes is chasing sportier dynamics. The BMW 7 Series now comes with massaging seats and crystal dials. Mercedes is adding rear-wheel steering and drift modes. They're learning from each other, evolving, but the DNA remains. BMW will always put you in the driver's seat. Mercedes will always make sure you arrive in style. So, which one's better? That's the wrong question. The real question is, what do you want to feel when you drive? If you want to attack corners, feel every move and stay connected to the machine. You know where to go. If you want to cruise, arrive with presence and melt stress with silence. You know where to go. It's not a war, it's a duet, performance and elegance. And both play their parts beautifully. Part 3. Culture, perception. And the future BMW reception. BMW versus Mercedes isn't just a car rivalry, it's become a cultural identity. Because cars aren't just machines, they're messages. Let's start with perception. In the public eye, BMW often represents freedom, youth, and performance. It's the car you buy when you want to feel alive behind the wheel. From movies to memes, BMWs are often portrayed as bold, fast, and sometimes, well, a little cocky. The phrase BMW driver has even become its own character in internet culture. Confident, maybe a bit aggressive, always in a hurry. But beneath the stereotype, there's a real appeal. BMW speaks to individualism. A car that doesn't just move, it responds. It's personal. It's emotional. Mercedes, on the other hand, is seen as timeless, elevated, and powerful. It's the choice of CEOs, diplomats, and royalty. Even in rap lyrics and pop culture, the Mercedes logo often symbolizes success. You've made it. There's elegance in every line. Even their ad campaigns feel like short films. Smooth, confident, precise. It's not about showing off. It's about never needing to. Mercedes doesn't demand attention. It owns it. But what about the future? How do these two titans evolve in a world that's moving toward electric, autonomous, and eco-conscious driving? Let's start with the electric revolution. BMW was early to the party. The i3 and i8 were bold, futuristic moves back in the early 2010s, even if they didn't break sales records. Now, the i4, i7, and iX are sharpening BMW's electric vision. Clean design, instant torque, and still driver-focused. There, proving that electric doesn't have to be boring. It can still be thrilling. Mercedes, meanwhile, entered the EV game with grandeur. Their EQ lineup, EQE, EQS, EQB, looks like the future wrapped in luxury. The inside of an EQS feels more like a spa than a vehicle. It's silent, smooth, and loaded with tech like the massive hyperscreen dashboard. But even in electric form, a Mercedes still feels like a Mercedes. Elegant, serene, supreme. Then there's autonomy, self-driving, AI assistance, gesture control. Both brands are investing heavily, but in their own way, BMW is integrating these features around the driver. The goal? Keep the thrill, add the tech. You can still take the wheel when you want, but relax when you don't. Mercedes, on the other hand, is focused on effortless intelligence. Cars that drive for you, not just with you. Level 3 autonomy? Already on the road in some countries. They're not just imagining the future, they're rolling it off the production line. So where does that leave us? BMW is evolving, but staying sharp. Mercedes is adapting, but staying royal. Two brands changing with the world, but never losing their soul. Because at the end of the day, this rivalry isn't about specs or sales, it's about emotion. Do you want to feel the road, or feel like you're floating above it? Do you want adrenaline or assurance? Do you want the thrill of the drive, or the grace of the ride? Whatever you choose, one thing's for sure. You're not just buying a car. You're choosing a side in one of the greatest rivalries in automotive history. And the road, it's just getting started.